Hi everyone! In this video, I'll show you how to create a monthly budget in Google Sheets. For this example, we'll create a small monthly budget including 3 sources of income and 4 classifications of expenses just to give you a clear idea of how it works, but you can easily add more items to the list to customize it. First, let's set up your income section. Here, we have 3 categories and their corresponding amounts. We have salary, freelance, and other. And here are the corresponding amounts. To get the total income, click the cell below the individual amounts and type equals, sum, and then open parentheses. Now, we will highlight the cells that we want to include in totaling your income. So, we will select these cells and then type close parentheses and then press enter. So now we have the total income here in this cell. Let's move on to the expense section. Under the categories, you have rent, utilities, food, and pets. For the budgeted amount, this is your planned budget for each category, which you'll input at the start of each month. Your actual amount is how much you actually spent, which you'll input later in the month. The difference column will show the difference between your planned budget and how much you actually spend. For example, let's consider rent. To get the difference between your budgeted and actual amount, let's type equals and then select the cell for budgeted amount and then type the minus sign and then select the cell for the actual amount under the rent. So now we will select or press enter. Now this will show us the difference. To copy this formula down to the pets category, align the cursor to the bottom right of the cell until you see the crosshairs like this and drag it down until the last category. So now we have the difference for each expense category. For the total expenses for each parameter, let's type the same equals sum approach. So we will type equals sum, open parentheses, and then highlight the cells that we want to be included, and then close parentheses, press enter. And now we will have the total expense for the budgeted amount. To copy this formula, align your cursor to the bottom right of the cell until you see the crosshairs. So we have actual amount and difference. So we will drag it up to here. The negative difference shows that you spent more than your budgeted amount. So let's move on to the balance for each month. Your monthly balance subtracts your total expenses from the total income. So type equals and then select the cell for the total income and then type minus and then select the cell for the actual amount under total expenses. Press enter and this will show you your balance. If your balance is positive, that means you still have money. If it is negative, you've spent more than your income. This monthly budget sample looks simple, but you can apply additional formatting by changing cell colors, using cell borders, and more formatting options for better appearance and organization. So, that is how you create a monthly budget in Google Sheets. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. Thanks for watching.